Can you hear me now? 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 Can you hear me now?
Hello everyone, welcome back to The Current, the quick response news program from Jockey Club T College, where we report on the latest issues, events, and culture. I'm Bella.
And I'm Chloe. Hey Bella, what kind of phone do you have?
Oh, I have an iPhone. Here it is.
I have an iPhone too. Did you hear the news last week that a normal iPhone and a normal Android made a call for the first time ever across the world using a satellite? It was from an Android smartphone in the US to an iPhone in Japan through a satellite in low Earth orbit.
What? A satellite? You mean like an up-in-the-sky in-space satellite?
Yep, it was a huge moment in telecommunications. Take a look.
ASTS Space Mobile, the company building the first and only space-based cellular broadband network, has announced a groundbreaking achievement in the realm of space-based cellular broadband connectivity. The company has successfully completed the first ever two-way voice calls directly to unmodified smartphones using the Blue Walker 3 satellite. The phones successfully exchanged information directly to BW3, which is crucial for delivering broadband connectivity from space to any phone or device. Additional testing and measurements on the smartphone uplink and downlink signal strength confirms the ability to support cellular broadband speeds and 4G LTE and 5G waveforms.
This means, in simple terms, is that the cell tower is now located on a satellite orbiting in space. This network can then provide wireless coverage to parts of America and other areas of the world that could not be covered using a traditional cellular network.
Or develop a new technology that allows everyday smartphones to connect to space-based cellular networks for making calls, sending text messages, and accessing the internet.
This technology is very innovative.
And why is this a big deal? This technology would enable us to expand coverage to places where existing cellular coverage isn't feasible.
Imagine a hiker who is lost in a national park today. With this tech enabled, they would be able to use their phone to contact someone for help.
And this is a big deal, not just here in the US, but globally, as half of the world's population have no internet connectivity. Now we've made a voice call, and in the future, we'll be able to send data and video.
Whoa, that's amazing! I had no idea that 50% of the world's population still can't access the internet.
But soon they will, once Space Mobile gets more satellites up in the sky and creates a web around the world.
That's too complicated for me. How can a normal phone do that?
How did you do that?
Let's do something different and ask what students from the Science Society think, who are hopefully smarter than we are.
Our reporter Phoebe is with the Science Society focus group now. Over to you, Phoebe.
First, thank you everyone for coming.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
What do you think about the first phone call using unmodified phones via satellites?
I think it's cool and an interesting invention and a great breakthrough in science.
I think it's quite exciting to see this breakthrough in science and technology.
I think it's awesome. A normal phone, a satellite, crazy.
I think it's very amazing because no one else has done it. I know Elon Musk has Starlink, but that requires extra equipment. And this is just normal phone.
What are your thoughts about the science behind that?
I think it's pretty complicated. Like connecting a phone to a satellite that's flying around Earth all the time.
I just wonder if there are so many satellites, would it change the night sky?
Yeah, I think if it's flying all around the Earth, maybe it will be too big.
I think it's all about signal frequencies moving through the atmosphere.
I think it's all about the satellite because the phone doesn't have this power to do that. I think the transmission signal from a satellite must be very strong.
How might that change life for everyone on the planet if everyone can access the internet on their normal phone?
They will get news from all over the world instantly, but to the new people, fake news might be a problem.
I think no one will be concerned about data and Wi-Fi anymore.
I think it might have some dangerous implications with the government and some controls.
Interesting. Students all want to know more about the science behind it too.
And it sounds super complicated. Guess we'll have to do more research.
But the fact that everyone on Earth will be able to access the internet is huge.
These tweets from AT&T highlight how it is such a major milestone after so many previous milestones in telecommunications, starting with the first phone call by Alexander Bell way back in 1876.
That's so amazing. There was another piece of fantastic technology news last week, the first 3D printing of a fish fillet. Yes, you heard that right. They're now printing not just cookies and cakes with 3D food printers, but fish meat. Here are some people eating fish sandwiches, and they can't even tell that it's from a printer.
That's so weird, but I also heard they're printing 3D steaks. This guy has a goal of saving the environment by printing steak and doing away with the need for beef and raising cows.
All of this blows my mind too.
It's like on those sci-fi shows like Star Trek where they're all traveling in space and eating food from replicators, just like the 3D printers.
Let's go again to the Science Society to see if they have any thoughts about 3D printed food.
Have you heard about the advances in 3D food printing?
Yes, it's just like a box that can create food.
What are your thoughts about the science behind that?
I think it is just a mixture and then it's put into the printer so they can do the 3D printing.
I think it may be difficult to clean. It uses substances to create many tasty foods. It might be able to help us fight global warming. I think it's just about implementing a program into a computer and connects it into a 3D printer and print out the food. I wonder how many tubes they must have to make all these flavors.
Do you think you could eat every meal if it was 3D printed?
I would try to eat the 3D food, but I think the natural food is more delicious.
But what if the 3D printed food tastes the same? You can't tell the difference.
Then I think I would just eat the 3D printed food.
Yes, of course.
How would that change life for everyone on the planet if food could be 3D printed?
Maybe there won't be any more wars and they don't have to fight over resources anymore.
Maybe lots of people don't need to work and the global warming will stop as we don't need to feed us. But I think first some company will try to just take this machine and then get money.
I think the government should take over and the machine will be free.
All the chefs will lose their jobs.
There will be no more starvation, no more cows, no more farms.
I don't know if I could live on just 3D printed food. Maybe if I have to travel in space for a long time like in Star Trek, but
I would. The students are right. Having 3D food printers may be eventually provided free by governments would help eradicate poverty, so that food scarcity wouldn't be one of the biggest problems facing mankind right now.
The world certainly would be a different place if both of these game-changing technologies actually succeed.
Let's see if we can get any more thoughts about the implications of these technologies on our future.
Do you think it's good we are making such technological advances?
Yes, I think development is always good. If we're in danger, we can ask for help anytime.
Yes, I'm happy to see humanity making such progress.
What might the future look like with these breakthroughs?
Like I said, maybe there will be fewer wars.
No more hunger, no more starving people. That would be great.
Imagine if we don't have farming anymore, then our nature can come back.
I think some ideas from sci-fi movies will come true.
Let's close this discussion part off with thoughts from some of our science teachers.
Phone via satellites, I think this idea is excellent.
I think it's awesome because it connects everybody on Earth, and it's better than Starlink because Starlink needs a special device.
In terms of science, it's about the low orbiting satellite transmitting the signal to the phone.
It has to make use of microwaves, particularly those in the longer wavelengths, because shorter wavelengths cannot penetrate the atmosphere. How might it change the world? It can democratize the world. However, if we are too dependent on the technology, we will be mobile phone bounded, and there are also privacy issues.
Once the net is up, it makes people more equal.
3D food printers, I almost bought one for the school 4 years ago. I heard from other schools that have already bought a 3D food printer. They have made use of it to introduce activities like making cupcakes, macarons, and so on.
I think for the time being, it's just a gimmick. Because everybody is talking about natural food, and it is doing right the opposite.
At first, it's about making tiny things like decorations on the food. But now, they are making a real dish.
This can feed a great population of people.
If it is really successful, it will solve a lot of food shortage problem.
Will I eat food from that? If it is healthy, delicious, nutritious, maybe yes.
As long as it can help protect the environment to let more people have food, then I really don't mind.
In the future, if it really works and it saves the world by reducing all the pollution, then I will try.
As for the future, the population will be more democratized. We may be free of starvation, poverty, and so on.
Science is making life better.
Wouldn't it be great to stop global warming?
Thank you, teachers. There really is so much hope with these two groundbreaking technologies.
With so many potential positive outcomes, but also some big risks to overcome.
What do you mean risk?
Well, some company will definitely try to control and make millions off of the first and best 3D food printer.
That's true, and hopefully access to the internet won't be in the hands of one individual who can turn it on or off for whole countries on a whim.
Here's looking at you, Elon Musk.
And the whole world being susceptible to fake news is worrisome.
But they should have that right. And isn't that progress? Always moving forward into the future, hoping for the best?
Definitely. We're not freaking out yet about AI taking over the world, hoping that singularity never happens. AI becoming conscious and autonomous?
Yep, we hope that will never happen.
Anyhow, that's it for this episode of The Current,
where we talked about game-changing tech and dreamed of the future.
Thanks for watching and see you next time.
Bye!